Shadow Shoujo Stas is about to kill himself. Have fun.
Alright, he just summed it up right there. Let's see if I can not get too depressed, but hey, we'll find out. Oh, I remember this already. I've just played 2 minutes of this because the animation gives me cancer. Okay. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wind chimes. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy. English, okay? Far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I'm gonna kill myself. Guys, be quiet. I'm trying to do something very seriously here. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together.
Serious? Okay, Levy, calm down.
Alright, let's go ahead and fucking stop. I need to go to bed.
Oh, that's fucking cringy.
I'm gonna let you have fun here, Stas. And Orly, fucking stop.
Yeah.
That's cringy.
Breathed into my cupped hands and rubbed them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here, anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 o'clock p.m.
Yeah, what's that?
Ah, yes. The note. Flipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of life, the notebook of death, the snowfall gradually thickens, like my penis at night. The snowflakes silently falling from the white painted sky. Are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl.
Guys, let's stop because if we let him actually finish this, he might actually kill himself.
He'll kill himself when he gets Kenji's.
Yes, exactly.
No,
the rustling of
what's
dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Kind of like Vine, but it doesn't matter. Someone is approaching me from behind. I sure hope that's not Robo. I heard he's pretty large. So?
Oh, you betcha.
You came?
Yes, I did.
Oh my
baby.
god. Let me finish a freaking page of this, okay? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that faint voice in an instant.
Please, God, stop.
I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times. But never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race.
I wanna slit my wrist.
He's trying to record a fucking video.
Hey Wonko, I got a note telling me to wait here. It was your... Hey Wonko,
Yeah,
I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Wait,
You
frog
sound like
voice.
It's not a Wanko's voice, you dumb.
Wonko's the guy, isn't he?
Wanko's talking to herself as she shows up just like, I wanted to fuck you so hard the entire time walking here.
I don't care.
Wanko, the note was yours? Oh yeah.
I spent
need to
all
see-
afternoon
okay,
trying to
Stas.
come up with a good line, and that was the result. Pathetic.
We need to record Colton and Devin reading this to each other.
Yes.
Have you guys ever shoved the bobby pin down your dick?
No, but I have
Don't forget to
I
sub-
have shoved
Oh my
an
God.
aux cord down there.
It feels weird.
Yeah, it does.
I just left the server, not like you care. This is unedited because this pure talent being witnessed right
Guys
now
have
is too
fun.
good
Back-
as it is.
back.
Okay, you guys have
yes.
fun. Don't fuck
I
with
didn't read
Stas.
that. Crap.
I'm actually about to go to sleep, so.
Okay, good night. I love you. A shy, joyous
Stop playing
smile
me fucking-
that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried.
Oh, he's about to get. He's about to get.
My
the
heart
Stay for this.
beats. My heart is pounding now as if it were trying to burst out of my chest and claim this girl for itself. Kawaii Desune. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches, and Cocoon's noise is music to my ears. We don't talk about that. Iwanko flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine, and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her finger. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder.
Just gonna be honest, I think he might be losing subs.
I'm going there.
I
Oh,
bet
man.
you when his heart grows louder, that's when he drank Monster and he's like, oh shit.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that shit.
My
I
throat
shouldn't have drank
is tight, like Robo's little anus. I doubt I could even force my penis into it if I tried.
I will stab you.
Honestly,
Wait, hold up. Is Iwanko the dude or the girl?
Awanako is the girl.
Iwanako
Oh.
is the girl.
Did you say
Okay.
Wanko?
You see?
You said
Iwanko. I don't
Iwanko.
care. I know English. I don't Japanese English. I wanted to know. But if you'd go out with me. I stand
Like
there
a lolly.
motionless, save for my pounding heart.
My palpitations.
I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point.
It sounds like you.
Lisa!
I held you.
I've reached up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blondin pain along me arms.
Me arms.
Wait, the extra guy.
Me arms. I feel me arms. Good night, sweetie.
My whole body freezes, save for my eyeballs,
I
which
shouldn't have
shoot
gone that
open
physical.
in terror. Thud, 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 thud,
Wait, did he
thud,
get a
thud.
physical ever before?
No!
No!
I sound like a kitten at this
You
point.
do.
The beating in my chest suddenly stops as I pass out and I go weak to the knees.
And I die, wait.
The
Sounds
world
like a boy
around
throwing
the
me
world
puberty.
around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky.
I wonder if
Iwanako
this all ever
running
gives
towards
morning
me.
wood.
All these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Boop. 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 Four
Man, I
Leaf
can't wait for
Studios
the playthrough.
presents Boop. Boop. Katowa showed. Oh,
Did you just
animation.
finish?
Yeah.
Damn.
Very anonymous.
I masturbate to that.
Guys, I'm watching a serious moment. Be quiet.
Oh. I can't masturbate though.
You can, but try and
Animation
keep
is
it
done by
quiet.
Mike Kim.
By Kim Jong-un. Oh, guys, speaking of which, don't forget to sign my petition to invade North Korea. I'll leave it down in the description. Bro, keep that away. That's on the. You're on the wrong. You're on the wrong tube right now.
You're
This
playing
is
a graphic
encrypted, I don't
novel.
care.
I
Playing
don't.
a visual novel. Some
It's going on
sexy.
YouTube, so it counts.
You have a lot of centric to do soon.
Not soon. Not until. Well, how long are your episodes gonna be?
Mine about 15 minutes probably.
At least an hour.
I don't think that's gonna be an episode.
No.
I think,
No,
I
you
think
need
that's
to
gonna be
be
bloopers if anything.
Dude, you won't even get out of the damn prologue.
Oh, how long should they be then? I can keep them as long as I
Like
need
an
to.
hour.
No, 15-minute episodes are fine. Just keep in mind that it's gonna take you at least 8 episodes to get out of Act 1 with the short
Okay,
Act 1.
45-minute episodes. Let's go. 45 minute,
episodes will
yeah.
do you good.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
okay,
the
guys,
episode
it started. It's been 4 months since my heart attack, and I changed voices apparently because I also had amnesia and forgot that I'm not a British. I do not care.
I think British people sound smart.
In that whole time, I can
It's
probably
a
count the
human
times I've
teeth.
left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand.
Wait,
This is actually a
Girls
beautiful
give us
game.
blowjobs, do they use their teeth?
When who use blowjobs?
I mean, if they like hot dogs and sausage, I'd recommend telling them not to use their teeth because they may get the wrong idea. And that wasn't very funny or clever at all, so I'm just gonna shut up and keep reading.
You should have
For
For
recommended
months
a
is a
popsicle
pretty
stick.
long. I'm gonna kill
All right.
myself.
Okay. And for the sanity of your subscribers, I would highly recommend you leave the TeamSpeak channel and do the rest of the reading on your own.
Yeah, because I'm mentally unstable.
But I find it fun to be with you guys.
It is fun,
Aw.
but
You're gonna lose
with
subs,
with
though.
all of us sitting in here laughing, it'll make you take the game a little less seriously. Once
Okay,
it gets
okay.
into the field
I'll mute my
parts.
mic. Message me on Steam if you need anything, and I'll unmute it if anything happens I need to cry about. So if
Yeah, I'm gonna
anybody's
go to
still
bed
in
now,
here,
so-
yeah, I'll see you tomorrow,
Yeah.
baby. I love you. Okay.
I mean today, later on today.
I don't. Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't care. Shut up. Let me live my life like I want
If
to. Okay. For months, it's a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts. So I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Let me get this out of the way. Arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign, alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast, and it can be fatal. Don't start your sentences with N. That's what my teachers taught me. Apparently, I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better. More appreciative of my life. They were wrong. Kira's back. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. If anything, I became more. My parents think I were hit harder by My parents think I were hit harder by the news than I was. I don't mean to be a grammar Nazi, but that was. I'm pretty sure my parents. I think was hit. Were. My parents, I think, were hit hard. Oh, I'm reading it wrong. Than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. English is my best language. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. So then it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for. Dang, I wish my parents would do that. They just kicked me out, telling me to try and live. Put me in a box, say puppy for sale. Of course there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. Need to put away this knife, or kill myself. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I'd gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had returned to them. Well, that's not wrong. I remember we had the whole school do extra credit for giving a kid a get well card when he had cancer. It was really kind of insensitive when you think about it now, but maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I highly doubt it. They only wanted the A. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I saw never her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital? Did I tell you guys I have Alzheimer's? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. It's rather nice and cozy with the sakura blossom, but I mean, it kind of looks kind of cool. I wouldn't mind living in it personally, me, myself. Only me, myself, and I, because you can do a lot of stuff. There, my voice just died. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. If they're hot, it doesn't matter. I guess it's because they were in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them. But it makes me feel uncomfortable. For the first month or so, I asked the head of cardiologists every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered in anything straightforward, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. That way he shuffles around the answer shows that there's at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism for my situation. I can't mess up one word or I'm screwed. I start reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital. Although it was more like a storeroom for books, I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading, and I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hand. Now later on we'll get a little bit... But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly hard to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like some time blurred into some kind of gooey mass. I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. That happens to me all the time. Completely honest, it'll be like Thursday. I'll go, hey bro, what day is today? Is it like Tuesday or Friday? It's I don't care enough to care about time. But some other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I'd set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. That happened, only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There is this ritual the head of Carla has. He takes his time sorting his papers and setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Plenty of sense made. Then he casually sits on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. Hello, Hisao. How are you today? I sound like a murdered cheese. I don't answer him, but I smile a little, back at him. I believe that you can go home. Your odds are stronger now. With some precautions, you should be fine. You have all your medication sorted out. They'll give you a follow-up prescription. God, that voice is cringy, I bet. The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad. His expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hands and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdity, whoa. Okay, the absurdity long list of medications started staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They blend together and see a letter. I can't read with all those words behind it. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects, and contradictions and dosages are listed lines after lines with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. I can't understand any of it. It's tempting to only make me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life. Every day? I'm afraid that this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that this list fades over the years. I can't do his voice that well. Years? What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents. I believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Isao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Oh, that's fun. Okay, calm down. The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that this is wise for you to be without supervision. I think I got it. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. And I have a little bit of rasp because he's an experienced doctor. He's experienced at this kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Let me turn down the desktop a little bit. Okay, there we go. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamuka Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff and is only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students the largest degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital be nearby a selling point. Of course, it's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. I can't do any other voice when I think of Dad. He's got to be like some war veteran. We went out there and I had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it. There are also disabled girls in there. Looks like I really didn't have a choice. Compared to other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue real education. Is this an opportunity? Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a... I don't curse, I'm sorry. Opportunity? It's not a lie, ironically enough. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and well, it's not the same one. A special school, that's an insult. That is what I wanted to say. It's a step down. Not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Father's right. And that was terrible. Your father's right. And in many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person does not have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues is another hospital as a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. But what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny. I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now. But about how I can go back to school anyway, but no. I don't want to say anything. The fact that I know now is futile. I look around the room feeling very tired of all of this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this is, but the thought of going to a disabled school. What are those even like? I'm treating this like I'm actually him right now. That's amazing. As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. Clean slate isn't a bad thing. It's all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something, even if it's a special school. It's something. It's a fresh start. My life isn't over. It would be a mistake just to resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Is it heaven? Life expectancy, Act 1. Doesn't matter how I read it, it's still there. Shut up. All you commoners that are... The gate looked far too pompous for what it was. I don't care. In fact, gates in general seem to do that, but this one especially so. Red bricks, black wrought iron, and gray plaster assembled into a whole that didn't feel welcoming at all. I wonder if it looked like what a gate for a school should look like, but couldn't really decide. Probably no. Of course I didn't want to get stuck on thinking about the gate for too long, so I entered through it with the brisk pace that felt surprisingly good. Moving forward feels good. So I walked towards the main building of Yamuka Academy. With this brisk pace, I'm alone as my parents are taking my stuff to the dorms, and there's supposed to be someone waiting for me. The grounds are incredibly lush, filled with green. It doesn't feel like the kind of grounds school would have, more like a park with a clean walkway going past the trees and smell of fresh cut grass and other park-like things. Words like clean and hygienic pop into mind. It makes me shudder. I shake them off. Stay open-minded. Now it's your new life. You have to take it as it comes. That's what I tell myself. Two big buildings loom behind the leafy canopies. Too big, too many for just a school. It's an uncanny valley. Even though I was told this is my new school, in the back of my head, it doesn't feel like one. I wonder if the feeling is real or caused by my expectations of a school for the disabled. Speaking of that, I don't see anyone else here. It's kind of eerie. It makes me wish there was somebody here so I could anchor myself to something tangible instead of living this feeling that I stepped into another dimension. Freaking commas. I don't breathe unless there's a comma up here. The trees hum with the wind, and the green hues flashing all around me catch my attention. Makes me think about hospitals again. How they say that operating rooms are painted green because bright green is a calming color. Oh, excuse me. So why am I feeling so anxious despite all of this greenery? Only after I stand in front of the haughty main building I surprise myself by realizing why the gate bothered me. It was the last chance I had to turn back. Even if I had no life I could return to. It's like dying, I guess, I don't know. But still, after entering, there was absolutely no way I could go back anymore. Feeling nervous, and with this realization set in my head, I opened the front door. Ooh, this is a pretty school. A tall man with bad posture notices me as I enter. We're the only people in the hobby, so it's logical. Lobby, not hobby. You must be Nikki. Nakai. So you are. Excellent. I'm your homeroom and science teacher. My name is Muto. Welcome. We exchange a handshake that is neither firm nor sloppy, and looks at his watch as the head nurse asked me to ask you for a brief check-in visit. There's no time for that now. My Android TS3 is God. Hold up. What? What?
Hello?
Why did you just...
Wait, what?
You just poked me and then left.
Oh, no, I was checking on Benny. Okay, so...
Oh, so that's how you go back. But there's no time for that now. Should I go later? Oh, should I go later? Yes, afternoon is probably fine. I should get going and introduce you to the rest of the class. They're waiting already. Waiting for me? I don't really like being the center of attention, but I guess it's inevitable due to a situation like this. Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teachers say. You want to introduce yourself? What? There's option. Why? Not really. Why do I have to? Of course not. That's why I asked. What? Right. Let's go in then. My heart is pounding in my chest and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. Third door down the third floor corridor is marked as the classroom for the class 3-3. Uto opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. Got him to a doctor and distinctive. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip! Big step, I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. Just have to say, this looks like a girl. This guy is the dude Tsundara. I follow the teacher into the classroom and look around, partially so I won't have to meet the curious gaze of my new classmate. It's spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's a lot of space left over around in between desks. An entire wall taken up with blackboards, and the high old-fashioned window it seemed larger. Sorry, I was looking for an amputee. Oh, there she is. Students' desks are standard wooden desks with a shelf underneath for books and chairs with metal frames. Simple and efficient. I stopped walking in front of the classroom and faced the other students. They all looked normal, like students in any other school, but then why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them, only it's not immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seems to be missing the thumb on her right hand. A little jarring. Jarring? Oh. There's a little other section. Is it bad that I'm laughing at this? Okay, I've got a grip. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone's talking about you, I tune out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. There's another amputee. That girl's just like kawaii. This girl's kawaii. This girl's deaf, I think. I don't know. This guy's mentally retarded. Hey! I notice a flash of dark hair and see that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long, straight hair that is pretty eye-catching. As if she's trying to look back at me. She covers her face with her hands as if it will make her invisible. I don't know what I just read or did, but it's okay. There's one boy with a cane leaning against the lockers at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motions. Sign language? She peers at me over the rims of her glasses, then goes back to whatever she was doing. She's kind of cute. So is this cherry girl with pink hair next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walked in. Please welcome our newest classmate. Gonna be a boring teacher now. He claps his hands and so does everyone else. Except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. That's ironic. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. You're gonna cringe at her for not having a hand. I guess you don't deserve. After the applause, there is a brief silence that nobody seems to want to be responsible for breaking. The teacher soon realizes that he should probably say something. He opens up with some unintelligible noise, shuts up as if he loses his momentum, and starts introducing me. Could you imagine if the teacher didn't do anything and nobody did anything and it just stayed silent for the rest of the day? That was retardedly, I can't say that looking at this guy. I don't care. Nobody seems to be too interested. Maybe I should have said yes to the self-introduction thing. Probably realizing he doesn't know anything about me, he just ends up saying my name wrong again and asks me to write it on the blackboard. I do that and turn back to face the class, feeling awkward. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along with while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seems to be listening to him intently. When he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round, with her one hand against her other wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. Makes me feel a little bad. I think they make most people feel bad, though. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that I'll give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. Good. You can work with Hakamichi. She's the class representative. Stuttering so much as she can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? Teacher passes out the day's assignment and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. I don't know who Hakamichi is. Though the teacher seems to catch my helpful expression. Of course you're not gonna. Oh right, Hakamichi is right there. She's an Hakamichi. Hakamichi. How do I know this is gonna be her? Like she's got the frills. It's obvious. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Hakamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha 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 ha! Caught off guard by her laughter. Maybe she's meant to. Nice to meet you too. What? I'm not Hakamichi, I'm Misha. This is Hakamichi Shichan. What? Misha points to the girl right next to her, the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me like this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced at the tip of the dainty nose, and dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. Hi, it's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misha, smiles, and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Misha nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I start to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like, "You'll be able to talk to people," and who better to explain things to you? I can see her a little confused, right? But I understand why you would think I was Shi-chan. Not as deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, right, aren't you? Well, Shi-chan, of course he is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been standing up there for no reason, right? Right? She's gonna get annoying. Misha looks at me with a weird expression, then continues. We don't know much about him, but maybe we'll find out later. God, I can't do... I'm changing her voice. Maybe I should have introduced myself after all. Anything would have been given a better first impression than the teacher's drone and fumbling with my name. We knew that there was going to be a new student, but we didn't know you would be here so today. Hee-chan, right? Hee-chan. Yup, it fits, doesn't it? Did I say it aloud? It's a surprise. I've never liked that nickname. I don't really see how. Fits. You look just like how I imagined. Ah, you look just like a Hee-chan. I wonder why everyone seems to think. Shizune is a pretty easy character to read as Takamichi taps her finger on the desk to get Misha's attention. They gesture back and forth, looking at each other excitedly, their hands a blur. Misha seems a little overwhelmed. Sorry about that. Shi-chan wants to know that she's the class rep, so if there's anything you need to know, feel free to ask her. Well, if you're not around, how can I? Oh, that's ironic. Do you like the school so far? We can show you around a little if you haven't had the time to walk around and familiar yourself with it. Misha stumbles with the hard word a bit, making it stick out in her otherwise fluid translation. Thanks, that would be pretty helpful. Yeah, I just kinda came straight to class today. That's no good. You should always try to learn as much as you can about where you're going before you go there. Not just with school either. Anyway, always, even if it's a trip to the convenience store. Really, Shi-chan? I don't think you need to... Learn about where you're going. Learn about where you're going. I think I mixed up my characters, but I don't care. Learn about where you're going. I guess I didn't bother to do that, or just didn't care enough to do so. I didn't look forward to this, even if I committed myself to going along with this. But anyway. I don't say anything, and Misha signs something that ends in a shrug. What was that? It seems like it was about me. I feel like slumping over in my seat. Both of them were smiling, but that shrug hit me unexpectedly deep. I changed it a little bit, but it doesn't matter. You look down. Are you okay? Won't even say anything. No, God, no soul. Don't take it the wrong way, please. I hate it when people are afraid to ask questions. That's how people learn things, by asking. But asking for help is perfectly normal, as much as needing help. Stop looking like you just failed a test. Makes sense. Alright. And another thing, you don't have to call Shi-chan something so formal like Hakamichi or class rep all the time. Just call her Shi-chan. Shi-chan. Why is she blushing? Okay, maybe that's too casual. Maybe Shizune would be more appropriate. How does she understand? I thought she was deaf. Yep. Shizune is fine. Okay, that would be a lot easier for me. I feel a lot more at ease. Both of them seem so friendly, so I feel like an idiot for being so apprehensive earlier. Especially about Shizune, who I assumed would be all business. Well, she still seems like that, just less so, I guess. Can she read my mind? Huh? Oh right, we haven't even touched the assignment. We should start work now, or Shi-chan will get mad. The assignment is also kind of long, so we should start now if we want to finish it before the end of the class. That too. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. No, early though. We're late. Shizune glares at the two of us impatiently. I don't need to know sign language to understand that. Okay, I get the message. After class, we can take a walk around the grounds together. It's a nice day today, okay? That was retarded. The assignment is actually very challenging to get through, combining aspects of being both difficult and unnecessarily long. Still, we finish it in a few minutes earlier than anyone else in the class, despite our late start. Shizune and Misha are both really capable. They're quite different, though. Class rep is calm and professional as she looks, while Misha is a lot more playful and girlish, not to mention a little more easily distracted. To be honest, the two of them did most of the work. I feel guilty about that. I would. The clock tower bell rings, signaling the end of the period. Time for lunch? Without knowing what else to do, I follow Misha, who's beckoning me into the hallway and down the stairs. We descend even below the lobby where I met Muto down the bottom floor. Just like everything in the school, cafeteria seems too spacious and really modern in contrast to the class exterior. Eavesdropping, ironically. Its big windows open to the courtyard towards the main gate. It's the cafeteria! It's the cafeteria! I don't think my voice picked up. Her enthusiastic statement of the obvious makes people around us stare, but Misha doesn't seem to care, so we proceed to the line. There's a rather long list of menu options. It seems great until I realize many of them are to accommodate students who need special diets. How nice. It almost feels like I'm back at the hospital eating portions measured with scientific precision to meet the needs of the patients. I pick something at random, follow Shizune to the table, sitting opposite of her. As I nibble indifferently at the food I'd rather not eat, Misha pokes me in the side to get my attention and points to Shizune. I don't understand signs, so the point escapes me. Maybe looking at a person who talks to you is improper and polite? You want to know something? What? What? About anything. We're your guides, so you should ask if there's anything. Something. What would I do in this situation? I'm curious. I'm rather curious. Shizune intrigues me. I was getting ready to say. Medical stuff tends to intrigue me, but Shizune intrigues me. I kind of want to ask something about her. But I can't really ask something that personal, can I? Quickly notice a conversation and sign. It's not enough to fill a silence. We arrive in the classroom early, but we're not the first. The dark-haired girl I noticed before slumped over her desk at the last row. Oh. She's the waifu. She jumps a little when Misha crashes in the room with the elegance of a rhino. She shrinks deeper into her seat. I can feel her tension all the way from here, as if she were slowly turning to stone just from our presence. Misha and Shizune don't notice or don't mind it, as they walk directly past her to their seats to begin and converse. I'm left wondering about her. Even the classroom slowly fills with other students and finally the teacher. Getting into the rhythm of the school feels strange, as if my brain remembers how this is done, but my body doesn't. Towards the end of the class, I start yawning and counting the minutes left. On the first day, really. I shouldn't be this tired on my first day of school. Maybe it's the long time I spent in the hospital that made me feel like this. I'm even feeling physically weak and lifeless. Before long, the final bell rings. School is finally over for the day. Besides me, Misha and Shizune are having a short conversation. After a bit of deliberation, Misha turns to me. Unfortunately, we can't stay and show you around today, Hee-chan. We've got to hurry already since there's a lot of work for us to do. Easiest character ever. You'll find your way around here, I'm sure of it. Wait, the teacher said I'd have to see the nurse. Where do I have to go? Is that so? We can at least show you that much. Come on, the nurses have their own building, so we have to go outside. That's a bit dumb in an aspect. I don't care. We joined the flow of students making their way down the stairwell and outside, with the girls pointing out the senior classrooms in the same hallways as ours. When we get outside, the girls make their way to the smaller buildings right next to the school. It's built in the same style, so it looks as it's actually part of the main building. This is the auxiliary building here. There's a lot of official and important stuff inside, like Yamaka Foundation office and all the nurses' offices. They even have a swimming pool. How is that official? I faced up. My mouse has been here, I'm sorry. Don't be silly, Hee-chan. It's for physical therapy, of course. Oh, that's why she's like this. She's like, so what? She got a sweat mark too, look. Anyway, all the nursing staff facilities are in there too. The head nurse's office is on the first floor. You'll be fine from here, right? We'll be going then. See you tomorrow. Yeah, thanks. Bye. A whole building for stuff that has nothing to do with the actual education. I guess it's necessary for a place like this. Seclude yourself from it more, bro. That'll make you feel good. I walk in hoping that this really will be only a quick visit like the teacher said. On a white door on the left, green cross with the text head nurse and a nameplate. A voice from inside responds to my knock almost immediately, but I can't quite make it out. It sounded a bit like an invitation to open the door, so I invite myself further in. The room is not large and it smells strange. A friendly-looking man turns around in his office chair, face me as I enter. His desk is neat and tidy, but the bin under the table is overflowing with used medical utensils. There's at least a dozen coffee cup ring lingering on the desk. Hello there. What can I do for you today? He's young looking and sort of rugged, but the dimples on his cheek wash that impression away when he smiles. Are you the nurse? He smiles like a person who's just heard this very same question hundreds of times. Why, yes I am. It says so on the door, no? You can call me by my name, or just the nurse like everyone else. Of course I shake off my confusion, realizing I probably should grab his extended hand. His handshake is rather firm and friendly. Right, I'm a new student and my homeroom teacher told me to come and meet you. My name is Hisa Nakai. His eyes lights up with revelation as he snaps his fingers. Oh, you're that Nakai. I was just reading your file in the morning. Why is he blushing? Is this gonna turn into BL? Some kind of chronic arrhythmia and related congenital heart muscle deficiency, right? He gestures me to sit down in I can't English right now. Vacant armchair in front of the desk. Yeah. Good, well, you've probably been briefed about the school enough, so I'll just go over this quickly. We have all kinds of facilities available, most physical therapy and such. This music, I think, is killing me. There's always someone from my staff around, even at night. They never hesitate to call us if there's a problem. The famous 24-hour nursing staff. Wow, this is like a hospital. Well, not exactly. For instance, we don't do brain surgery here. This joke feels so out of place that I'm left thinking why I even said it. Yeah, it's really weird to have so many medical people at a school. We'll get used to it. Not sure of that myself, but I don't let the nurse know. Now, let me see your file again. While he searches for something from his computer and shuffles stacks of papers around, I let my gaze wander around the room. It's the epitome of generic, I'd like to say. Beige walls and the ceiling, dark gray laminating flooring, and all the equipment you'd expect from a school nurse's office. Even the ridiculous educational posters are hanging on all four walls, reminding me to eat properly 3 times a day and from all food groups. Smiling, the nurse draws a thick file from a stack of similarly thick files and opens it. So you already have medication for the arrhythmia. Just remember to take your pills every morning, evening, or it won't be much help. Why is he blushing? Apart from that, do you do any sports? Rash stuff like, I don't know, boxing? He grins to his own joke, but I don't. Well, I played soccer occasionally with some classmates. Alright, I'm afraid I'm going to have to recommend you to refrain from doing that, at least for the time being. Oh. My lack of reaction makes him raise an eyebrow, but really, I'm not too bothered by him forbidding me to kick a ball around. I guess I never did it out of burning passion for the sport, just to have something to do. Any kind of concussion might be very dangerous to your heart, and risking another attack is not a good idea. Was the previous one caused by a sudden concussion to the chest area? There's no mention of this in your papers. Not exactly. I sidestep to the question acceptably. He glances at me over his papers, the more serious expression on his face. Still, you need to keep your body healthy. Some exercise would do you good. We have physical therapy and such available, as I said, but I don't think you really need such heavy measures. Just get some light exercise regularly. Brisk walks or even light jogging, jumping rope, and that sort of thing. Swimming maybe? There's a pool here. So I was told. You were? Very good. At any rate. And I'm sure you've been told this before. You just need to take care and not to overexert yourself. Trying to keep my voice crisp for this guy. He wags his finger to emphasize the point. No need really, I've heard this 1,000 times already. Absolutely no unnecessary risks. Take care of yourself. Okay. He goes over my papers one more time and sets them on the desk. Obviously content. God, I can't English. Good, that's it. And come meet me if you ever need anything. And I thought, I'm ushered out before I even realize it. A quick visit indeed. I end up standing in front of the main building and the auxiliary building, although to my eyes they still look one and the same. The first real look I get at the other students, so I watch people coming out of the school, going towards the gate or the dorms. Everyone seems to know where they're going. I still keep thinking that most of them don't look too special for being students at a special school. Then again, neither do I. Does that make me one of them? One of us? I should go somewhere too to prevent me from getting lost. It's around dinner time, but I feel tired instead of hungry. The weariness in me only grows as I trudge toward the dorms, at a little way apart from the main building complex. There's a garden of sorts between the school and dorms, shrubbery, flowers, and that overbearing smell of fresh-cut grass that fills the atmosphere. Lilac and gooseberries, anybody get that? It dawns on my tired mind that the smell feels novel because I haven't been outside at all for so long. While I still smell gunpowder. The dorm building is big and made of red brick like the others. It feels way too pompous for what it is. I push forward, going inside. It takes more time than necessary to fish out the key I was given from my pocket. Room 119. Despite the ornate exterior, the inside of the dorm is fairly new, functional, and boring. Just like in the main building, the halls and doors are wide to accommodate wheelchairs. The same goes for elevators at the end of the hallways. I poke my head around the corner of the common room door. Inside, a few students are watching the television. One nods and gives a quick hello, before turning back to the TV. Seems that only girls around here are sociable. Plus, it's perfectly fine with me. You know what? Sorry. I climb the stairs to the upper floor. Here, small corridors branch off from the main hallway. Each of these minor halls seems to have a toilet and shower, as well as 4 rooms. About halfway down the hall, I spy room 119. The nameplates on the rooms adjacent to mine are blank. I guess there are just 2 of us here. Light shines from below the door of room 117, so I knock lightly. Hello, is anyone home? From inside, I hear a few movements, then clicking of way more locks than I thought these doors had, but after a moment, the door squeaks open. I know the word, but I can't say it. Pronunciate it right now. I've been speaking too much, like an hour already. Probably gonna be ending the episode after 10 seconds. Bespectacled boy is standing in the doorway. He's looking at me very intently through his extremely thick eyeglasses. Who is it? Mine? No, at least not completely. Would he have eyeglasses if he was? He leans closer to me until our noses are almost touching. His breath stinks of garlic. Isao Nakai, I'm moving into the next door room. I thought I should introduce my... His face suddenly brightens in realization. He stands back upright, thrusting his hand down, smiling, gritting, almost straight to my diaphragm. Oh, sup, dude? My name's Kenji. Hi. I take Kenji's sweaty hand and shake it. Oh god, this guy's already like me. Still a little rattled by the sudden change of attitude of the vehement welcome, you know. There were some suspicious looking people going in and out of your room earlier. It was probably my parents. Your parents? You sure? Cause they didn't look like... That could have been some other people too. Can't judge a book by its cover. I need to do an accent for it. The out-of-place proverb is left hanging us awkwardly as I try to think of some way to respond. I'd say the chances are high enough. He shudders and makes some exaggerated hand gestures. You're a brave man, Isao. Me? I don't think I could trust the chances. The only one I trust is myself. Does that mean I shouldn't get to know you either? He thinks about this for a while. A wise decision. Dang, you're smarter than you look. Probably. What do you look like? What do you look like? I hope not smart. He squints his eyes and leans closer again, but I lean backwards to dodge it. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Can't see him. With that, he turns, fumbles around for a moment to the door handle, and shuts the door behind him. I slide the key into the lock of the door marked 119. Oh, such a pretty bed. Speaking of which, I'm gonna go to bed. Thank you guys for watching. If anybody watched this far, don't forget to sign my petition. Link down in the description below. It's Korea. I made Korea. It's a joke, but it's not a joke. Just sign it. If anybody who gets this long, I don't even care if you had me in the background. Comment dank memes or something in the comments. Thank you. Well, that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow or later. I don't know when. Probably will never get uploaded, but hey, I tried. Oh, I scared myself. I thought I wasn't recording.